iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. I'm going to take a look at a recent online championship draft that we had earlier this week. But before we get started, I want to talk about Jameis Winston. Guy's going to get a 3-game suspension by the NFL for groping an Uber driver in 2016. There were no criminal charges filed against him in real life, but the NFL doesn't want to tolerate this activity from their players. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. Now, I want to bring up a bigger question here. The bigger question for me is character. Character is who you are when no one else is looking. Does Jameis Winston have the character to be a quarterback at the NFL level? Do you remember the whole stealing crab legs incidents at Florida State? Now you got the groping the Uber driver. You ever see Tom Brady do anything like that? You ever see Drew Brees do anything like that? You ever see Aaron Rodgers do anything like that? No, you don't. You see Jameis Winston doing stuff like that. Now look, I liked the guy when I watched him on Hard Knocks, but the cameras are rolling. Look good out there. He put on a show. Who is the real you? If the real you is a groping, stealing, crab leg guy, well, we got issues here. Be the quarterback of the Buccaneers. Seriously, I don't get it. You're going to give up everything because you're drunk in an Uber and you're going to go grope the driver? Seriously, dude, keep your hands to yourself. We learned it in kindergarten. If the woman wants you touching her, she'll let you know. I don't care if you're a quarterback of the NFL. Show who you are. And maybe Winston is showing who he is. But right now, the Buccaneers may go 0-3. Playing the Saints, playing the Eagles, playing the Steelers. Good luck with that. Ryan Fitzpatrick or Ryan Griffin is going to be the quarterback. I don't think it downgrades the entire offense too much. Maybe Mike Evans around. Maybe Ronald Jones goes up around. But everybody else stays the same. But I think if I'm the Buccaneers, I'm soul searching. I am soul searching. Deciding whether or not this is my guy who can lead my team to a Super Bowl. Let me give you the answer. Are you ready? He isn't. That's the answer. He's not. Character helps win Super Bowls. If athletic talent won Super Bowls, so many other guys would win. It's not always the guy who's the best athlete. I wish it was. All right, let's take a look at this online championship draft here. I'm going to go through it. So first round was Gurley, then Le'Veon Bell. Antonio Brown went 3. Kamara 4. David Johnson 5. Zeke Elliott 6. That's got to be the luckiest day ever. If I'm at 6 and I'm getting Ezekiel Elliott, bam. Saquon Barkley 7. DeAndre Hopkins 8. Beckham 9. Melvin Gordon 10. Kareem Hunt, that's pretty late at 11. And Julio Jones 12. So certain things happened here. It was interesting to see how drafts went. So let's go through what teams did, at least the first few rounds. Team 1 took Gurley, and in round 2, they came back and took Joe Mixon. I think Mixon's going to go right around the end of the second, early third, probably end of the second as we get to Vegas. This team took T.Y. Hilton in round 3, and I don't think that's a bad pick. That's a really nice high upside pick there, especially if Andrew Luck comes back. This team, so Gurley, Mixon, Hilton, not a bad way to start. Team 2 took Le'Veon Bell and came back with Doug Baldwin, and then took Devonta Freeman. I guess why they took Baldwin was they didn't want Team 1 to get Baldwin, so they figured they'll take Baldwin and they'll take whoever gets back to them, and which was Freeman. So here you are in the third round, you get Devonta Freeman. Not a terrible pick. I'm not a big Freeman guy, but that doesn't mean he's not a good pick there. Team 3 gets Antonio Brown and then comes back and gets Ed McCaffrey, who I love that pick there. Oh my God, that may be a steal pick in this draft. and takes Derrick Henry in the third round, which I have no problem with. Derrick Henry's going to get the football. Yes, I know Deion Lewis is there. I get that. But Derrick Henry's a beast, and I've always said that. Team 4 takes Alvin Kamara, comes back with Adam Thielen. Probably wouldn't have done Thielen there over McCaffrey. If I could have been Kamara McCaffrey, I'm winning this league. I'm telling you that right now. Because in the next round, they came back with Tyreek Hill. If I could have been Kamara McCaffrey Hill, there's 2 O's in Roto when you write me that check. I'm winning that league if you give me that team. So I think that was a mistake there by a man they know as Jimmy Stacks. All right. The next team, Team 5, took David Johnson. I'm all over that. Then took Devonta Adams. I'm fine with that. Then came back and took Rob Gronkowski in round 3. Now, we've gone through this before. I'm not taking Gronk in round 3. That doesn't mean he's not a good player. He is. And I think tight ends actually are very thin this year. So I want a good tight end, but I don't want to pay for Gronk in round 3. I just feel Stephon Diggs was on the board. Jordan Howard was on the board. There were guys on the board that I would have taken. LaShawn McCoy, I don't really love him, but he was on the board. I would have taken them over Gronk, especially Diggs, man. If I could have been Johnson, Adams, Diggs, bam. Seriously. 2 O's in Roto on that one. All right. Some teams just get lucky because the people around them make bad picks. And I think Team 6 over here, Daily Double, did a great job. And I know Daily Double. He's a very good owner. And he comes and he takes Zeke at 1, Mike Evans at 2, Stephon Diggs at 3, and Larry Fitzgerald at 4. That's a great way to start right there. That's a winning formula. And I'll continue with his team. He takes Ronald Jones in 5. No problem with that. Jimmy Graham in 6. So he waited a few rounds. Then takes Chris Thompson in 7. In a PPR format, hello. Then he gets Drew Brees in round 8. I'm all over that team. I like what that team did right there. I thought that was a really good job. Good job drafting. Okay, Team 7 started with Saquon Barkley and then came back with A.J. Green. Once again, I probably would have come back with McCaffrey, but I like A.J. Green. I can't knock it. Then in round 3, got Jordan Howard. That's a good pick. Then this guy went a little crazy. Then this guy in round 4 took Travis Kelce. I'm on board. But then round 5, he took Evan Engram. Why? You have Travis Kelce. Why would you take Engram? You passed on Crabtree, Mark Ingram, Hogan, Sammy Watkins. I don't get it. What are we playing, a 2 tight end offense? Now, I like Evan Engram as much as the next guy, but let's stop for a second. Barkley, Beckham, Shepard. Where's Engram going to get those targets from? I know he's a good player. I get that he's a good player. You have to feed the beast. The beast is Beckham. You have to feed Barkley. He's a beast light. And then you got to feed Shepard. So I don't know how, in God's name, you take Evan Engram in round 5, especially if you have Travis Kelce in round 4. No sense to me. Right? I cover fantasy football for a living. And for the life of me, I sit here in drafts and I go, how do people do these things? I don't get it. Look, maybe this guy is smarter than I am. It's possible. It's possible that he knows more than I do. I just don't see how that's a great move. I just don't. So there you have it. All right. The next team, team number 8, starts with DeAndre Hopkins. Have no problem with that. Comes back with Dalvin Cook. Love that pick. Then takes LaShawn McCoy. I'm good. Then comes back with Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. I'm on board. I'm on board with this team. I have no problem with that. Hopkins, Cooper, Crabtree, Cook, McCoy. So what we need is McCoy to hold on for one more year. We need Cooper to finally find his career because it's been lagging. And we need Michael Crabtree to go to Baltimore and sync with Joe Flacco. Can he win? I don't know. He's going to need a lot to go right, but I don't hate what he did. I don't hate the team, but this is not usually a team that I want because that's a lot of chances for me. A lot of chances there. And I don't like chances with old guys. When I say old guys, I do think Michael Crabtree is an old guy on a bad team. And I think LaShawn McCoy is getting older. I like chances on young guys. All right, Superman comes in at Team 9. And this guy goes old school. Beckham, Michael Thomas, Josh Gordon, Brandon Cooks. Then he takes Mark Ingram and Sammy Watkins. This guy's a PPR drafter. I don't know who he is, but I know he's a PPR drafter. I know he's a high stakes drafter too. How do I know that? Because he took his first quarterback in round 16, Derek Carr, and he took his second, Eli Manning, in round 20. That is what a high stakes drafter does. High stakes drafter builds, then takes tight ends and quarterbacks late. And how do I also know he's a high stakes guy? He doesn't take a defense or a kicker because he knows he's going to cut somebody at the end and pick up one of those things and stream. So he wants to take a shot on a position player, hoping that something happens. So let's take a look at his team here. Beckham, Thomas, Josh Gordon, Cooks. Sammy Watkins is his 5. Goodwin is his 6. Ted Ginn 7. Mike Wallace 8. Kevin White 9. Pooh! That's pretty interesting. His running backs are Ingram. Fine, he's going to miss a few weeks. I'm good with that. Carson from the Seattle. Marshawn Lynch. Interesting. James White, Montgomery, LeGarrette Blount. That's my problem on this team. I think the running backs, he's going to need a lot of Lynch and Ingram to hold up all season and sprinkling a little LeGarrette Blount in. And I don't know if you can win with Carr and Manning. But I like the aggressive nature of this draft. All right, Team 10 starts out with Melvin Gordon, Jerick McKinnon, Alex Collins, and Rashad Penny. Hey, you're all in. He's all in with the running back strategy. Then you got to get some receivers, and then he comes back with Funchess, Kupp, Cobb, and Mike Williams. Interesting. Like where he's going there. Takes Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback, Doyle as his tight end. Then he comes back with Lockett and Paul Richardson, who I really like Richardson. Gets Vance McDonald late. Gets Pat Mahomes late. I think this team is interesting. Those running backs could lead him. All he needs is 2 of those receivers to be really good. Between Funchess, Cobb, Kupp, and Williams, and Richardson, 2 of those guys have to be great for this guy to have a chance to win. Team number 11 starts out with Hunt, Fournette, and Kenyon Drake. I'm all right with that. And then he comes in and he takes Allen Robinson. Nice. Chris Hogan. Nice. Julian Edelman. Love it. Robbie Anderson. Love it. Sterling Shepard. Love it. Kenny Stills. Love it. Kittle. Love it. Hines. Love it. Aaron Jones. Ebron. I love this team. Then takes Matty Ryan and Mariota in rounds 15 and 16. So I love his 3 running backs. I love starting with Hunt, Fournette, and Drake. And then he gets himself a bunch of receivers, right? Then he gets himself a lot of guys like Hines, Jones, Sproles, who can all catch passes. I like what he's got going on here. And Robinson and Hogan are great. Edelman, you bring him back in a few weeks. Robbie Anderson, who knows? Shepard is 1 injury away from somebody being great. And Still's a good spot. I like that team a lot. All right, and then the last guy, Frank the Tank. Julio Jones Roto and Keenan Allen Roto. Okay with that. Then he takes Juju Smith-Schuster and Jarvis Landry. You know, dare I say, I'm okay with that. I probably would have gone with a different running back there but in round 4, but I'm okay with that. Then it gets dicey. Then he takes Lamar Miller in 5, Royce Freeman in 6. He gets Deshaun Watson in 7, like that pick, and Carson Wentz in 8. So let me ask you this question. He's got 4 great receivers. I'm on board. I'm with you. He takes 2 running backs. Why do you need both Watson and Wentz there? Why not 1? Why 2 injury risk guys? Give me 1 guy. Get yourself another running back. He passed up Marshawn Lynch or Kenron Johnson, who I would have liked. Isaiah Crowell or Rexy Burkhead. I don't think he needed Wentz there. I think that pick is going to haunt him. Then he comes back with Marlon Mack and Jamal Williams. Okay, but I could have had 1 more running back there, and I could have taken a quarterback late. He didn't need to go Watson Wentz. 1 quarterback is all you need. 1. Then you take your second guy late, or you take 2 guys late. That's what you do. I didn't like that move there. I thought that was a risky move and one that I just wouldn't have made. Okay? You can find out all these types of tips and more when you join ScoutFantasySports.com. You'll get my info, Ronus's info, Sean Childs' own info, some of the best information out there to help you win your fantasy football championship. And to play your fantasy football championship, go to playffwc.com. Join our best ball leagues, our online championship leagues, our world championship leagues. Do them online. Do them in Vegas at the beautiful Palms Hotel. Just be a part of what we're doing at scoutfantasysports.com and playffwc.com. Sign up. It's the best competition with the top players. The money are great. Is great. The money's fantastic. And also, I love the rules. I love that it's about points and total, and everybody's got a true shot to be a winner in our leagues. All right, but it's time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Wishing you all a great weekend. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!